Go live. Hello. I'm super excited, you guys. I'm super excited because we have an amazing guest speaker here on Meet the Speaker. Okay. This is always made for you to get to introduce yourself to the audience to get to know you, and for us to see like the sustainable way, right? At the Sustainable Notary Conference, June 18, 19. This is one of my dear colleagues in the notary space. We had a really good pleasure to meet you about 2 years ago, right? On a social audio app that is like the social audio app for notaries. So I have every Wednesday um early morning dropping gems, and we give you the notary gems. And the person that really actually spoke about Ron was John. And let me just tell you, Miss Renee was not like, what are you talking about? I was not one of those ones that truly adopted to Ron, because I'm in a state that Ron does not even exist.
Right.
So I didn't know that Clubhouse was giving me access to just the whole nation, right? And what was happening into my world wasn't the same as everyone else's world. So I'll be the first one to raise my hand and pretty much say, forgive me, please. Okay. So
No
it's just
problem.
that. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We have you now, 2 years in the making plus, right? Of just colleagues and just educating me myself. So who are you, John? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Thanks, Renee. I'm a guy who happened to wake up and open the Clubhouse app one Wednesday morning and wonder who is this crazy lady from. She's from California. She gets up at 3 a.m. and talks shop with all these notaries, and I just thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And you're still doing it, and it's still awesome. You give back to the community, and it's just really neat to see your path that you've been on, Renee. And I'm glad to call you a friend, and it's just nice to talk shop with you. We get together every once, every couple months or so, and touch base with each other. And when you called and said you were putting this conference together, this is going to be the summer of conferences for me, so hopefully, and I was glad to add you to the list. It's really neat. Very much appreciate the offer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just super excited to actually meet you live. I think I'm going to meet you next month live, right? At another
Right,
conference. So I'm just just the behind the scenes relationships that you build with other leaders in the industry is just nothing but amazing, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even learn what I already know, right? And the little that I know in Ron, to have experts come in, right, to speak about, like, you have a plot. Oh, let me not get to what you got. Okay, say it to yourself. But I'm just happy to know that this is a true friendship, right? This is a
right.
true professionalism, like relationship behind the scenes that you get to know with other people. Like, how can I build? And I remember like you actually called me back in like October, and you're just like, you did Ron Line, and that was like the epic thing ever. And I remember the conference was to be in October, and you did an event in like, was it September, October? And I was just like,
Yeah,
I know that was a lot of work. And
yeah.
imagine what you went
Thank you.
through then. We just switch seats, baby. I'm telling you, like running a conference and just getting all the mix and stuff. I think I'm sitting in your seat right now where you
Yeah.
was back in October.
Yeah, you're getting ready to pull your hair out a couple more times and wondering what have I done and why am I doing this and have I bitten off more than I can chew, and all those thoughts of doubt come in. But we had a great week. My participants were wonderful. We had a lot of people show up every day to learn just about these different platforms and remote online notarization, and it was really a special week. I had a great reception from all the different companies, across the nation, across the world. Really, it's crazy. And they were excited to participate in this because not a lot of people know about remote online notarization. It's just the awareness factor. It's making people, it's getting it legal in your state, and then once it is, okay, now that we have it, what do we do with it, and how can we best make use of this really neat technological tool. And California's coming. They're getting there. They're the bills. I've been keeping up to date on that. And Mr. Triolo from Notary Cam was kind enough online to speak about California and how he thinks it'll be adopted in Ron will be adopted really soon. And you can do it, Renee. It's just staying organized. My best hire was my Zoom production assistant. Would not have happened, would not have been able to pull it off without that guy who knows nothing about notaries or remote online notarization. But I got a hold of him about a week before the conference, and Corey was golden. Anybody that wants to host something, hook me up. Reach out to me. I'll hook you up with Corey, and he can take care of your Zoom for you. So hire
No,
good help. That's my tip for you.
that's a really good tip. Like if you're trying to be a leader in your city, your state, to level up, because that's what's needed, right? If John wasn't he went national, right? Like it wasn't just Kentucky, right? It was like this is needed everywhere. So he went on a national level, like myself is going on a national level with this sustainable notary. But we help leaders be leaders in their own city, in their own state, no matter if it's traditional notarization, with my expertise in, no matter if it's remote online, what his expertise in. But we come together. It's too much opportunity out there to be competitors. I'm all about collaboration over competitive, being competitors, right? So I'm so happy that we are able to really be the pioneers of this, right? Of just the collaboration in the notary space versus like, hey, how can we come together and fill a gap that is needed versus not, right? And that's what this conference is about, right? It's called sustainable, right? For a reason. How can you be sustainable with leveraging other different things that you're not an expert on? So I'm bringing the expert when it comes to Ron online, right? Remote online notarization. So tell us about like what you're going to bring to the conversation. Like, what is remote online notary and why should someone even consider it? Like, is it challenging? Is it difficult? Don't give too much, right? But just
Right.
give it to this. Because right now I'm having conversations with 𝐸_Journal. Like I'm bringing
Right.
𝐸_Journal to California, right? And that's the first step of Ron, right? So I think that that's what I can do in the position of where we are with the bill, right? And that's one of the things that I wanted to kind of address with that. And I'm so happy that you brought in Rick, right, from Notary Cam. He is a great ally of
Yeah,
mine,
he's a really
right?
nice
So
guy.
I definitely think that just what he knows, been in the industry for 7+ years, right? Of in general with that. So I'm just saying, and it was another bill that just went out in California, which was about, what is it called? Should notaries be liable or be able to be granted to if you had an error? Like, how does that affect us? Because California is very particular about notarization. Like
Right.
I'm telling you, they want to take you to jail if you do something wrong. You get like it. I tell people when I became a notary, I'm like, why would anybody become a notary, right? Because I'm just like, I know what they telling me, but like
Right.
in general, they're telling me I'm going to like, why would I do that? But there's
Exactly.
so much greatness in it, right? We're involved in politics, we're involved in real estate, we're involved in the president getting in the office, like literally when people die, legacy, right? So tell us about how you're involved in the space and how can one really understand what this Ron is really about.
Well, thank you, Renee. It's really a fascinating topic, and it kind of came to me. It's been about 5 years ago now that I noticed when I started getting interested in the loan signing agent and mobile notary stuff. Noticed that Virginia had remote online notarization. They already had it figured out for several years now, and so a couple of states, Montana, a couple other ones falling in line. And you could see the future. You could see the writing on the wall. Everything's going digital. Our banking, everything that we do that you can make more convenient and make more secure for people. You put the technology twist to it, and that's what's going on with remote online notarization. So in 2020, when it became legal in my state in Kentucky, I noticed that it wasn't the easiest thing to sign up for. It wasn't like filling out a paper application and mailing in your $10 to Secretary of State. We have an online form. You have to submit your digital certificate. your electronic signature. You need to know a little bit about what you're doing with your technology and how to even submit your application just to, get off the ground with your Secretary of State's office. So that part I took good notes on, and then I'd started a statewide network. So I wanted to share that with my members and say, we need to bring them up to speed so we can all do this. This is the future.
Mm.
And then I thought, well, you're right. It is needed on a national basis, not just Kentucky. So I registered ronuniversity.com and started an online course. It's got lifetime access. There's I have a discount. I'm sorry to pitch right now, but there's a discount out there for people. I'm using, I spoke at Laura Buer's Notary Symposium, and she just sent an email out earlier this week. So
She did.
the
Yes, and that's
discount
when
is
I saw
imposed. There
that
you go.
updated map that you did.
Yes. And right, it's Ron's in like 38 states now. It's spreading across the country like wildfire. The ones that don't have it, there's a couple more that are considering the bills, and eventually, we think federal legislation will be passed, and it's going to be all 50 states eventually. Hopefully, everybody getting on the same page and doing it for the right reasons and doing it securely and the way that you don't lose your state's rights and all that good stuff. I think we can get there, and it's going to be an interesting time between now and then. What happens in your state? Virginia's had it going on for so long. Texas, Florida already got it figured out. Kentucky, we've got it. We don't know what we have. It's not. I'm closing some loans for Amrock. So Amrock's getting Rocket Mortgages doing some online closings. Some other signing services have reached out and needing some e-notaries, some electronic notaries, online notaries, whatever you want to call it. But this is the way of the future. And what I tried to do was just, introduce the topic, tell you what's going on here. If you don't know anything about Ron, we'll clue you in on what the terms are and what the lingo is. And then the setup that you need, the equipment that you need,
Hmm.
microphone, webcam, all this good stuff we're using right now. You've already got it. And then I always say there you can do Ron, but you need to do it right. You can do Ron, but you need to do it right. You need to know your state's laws. It's more important than ever. Of course, every notary needs to know their state's laws, but when it comes to Ron, you have regulations and kind of gets into the weeds a little bit, but not too technical that it should scare you away. Just that you need to be familiar. Maybe there's documents that you can't notarize online in your state. Kentucky, that's wheels and car titles. So little things like that, you need to be familiar with it. And then it's just a matter of finding a platform that's right for you and then doing it securely. You want to use a portable hard drive. You want to use, encrypted emails, those type of things. So those are the type of topics that I tried to cover. Um, and even the states, some states require training, right? So they'll say, yes, you've got to take this test and all that. But from my feedback, it's pretty general, pretty basic. It's not really helping the notary. It's just making sure that they know the real basic stuff and doesn't get too far into it. So my course tried to take it a little step further. I tried to pick the brains of experts and people who are doing it right, like Christine Pardo in Florida, and some people who've already figured it out and see how they've got it going on, so we can all learn from them.
No, I think you're just one thing I like about you is that just so honest, you're so generous, you're just so you give it like it is. Like you don't
Thank
sugarcoat it. You just make it make sense. You keep it simple and you're just like, "Hey, it's coming. How are you going to prepare for it?" Right? The storm is coming and it's a great storm, right?
you.
And how are you going to cover yourself? How are you going to protect? So those like you said, like I didn't even know I'm prepared. A mic, right? I'm getting prepared. I'm thinking I'm more getting prepared when it comes to e-journal, right? When that comes to the forefront. But I'm so happy that you were able to break that down of just your transition to that. So are you excited about the conference?
I sure am. This is great. I mean, you've got a great lineup, and what we've all need to do is get our name out there, right? You have to market your notary services, whether you do general notary work or real estate, loan closings, whatever, Ron, it doesn't matter. And the thing that I like the most about, that excites me the most about Ron is, Renee, I am from a very small town in Kentucky. Okay. Vanceburg, Kentucky, third generation attorney. There's been a holder practicing law in Vanceburg since 1932. Right. But all right. Now I've helped people who are located in Dubai, in Taiwan,
Mm.
in London, in the Dominican Republic, Colorado, California, where it opens up the whole world. It provides you with a global market, um, because there's nothing else that can do that. We're restricted to our
Yes.
jurisdiction. And Amy Seitz with Cyberizer, we always joke, we're going to get somebody to notarize while they're in space. It's legal. It's like, we can do that for you. Make a great commercial.
Oh,
Yeah,
metaverse.
there you go.
Okay.
So, it's coming. And that's what excites me, is it just kind of opens up the whole world. You need to find a platform that makes sense to you. That's what we're trying to do with Notary Online. Real close to launching in Virginia any day now. And hopefully by the time I get to you, we'll be legit on the Secretary of State's list there. And that's, that's the power of putting yourself out there. I started with a little blog in Kentucky, statewide network. Okay. Ron University. Okay. Ron Line, just take a little step and be scared of what you're doing. If you're scared, I think it's probably a good thing. You should be a little scared of what's next. That makes it exciting to me. I don't want to know everything that's going on. I want to know some certainty, but this Notary Online journey we've been on has been fascinating. I think we're going to bring something that combines a marketplace, the platform, and the community all in one place, and there's not really going to be anything like it. So stay tuned. I won't pitch too hard. It's coming.
Not a problem, but I love the fact that you just said the fact of you are in different countries such as Dubai and stuff. I just want to share a briefly synopsis of how crucial that it was, just awareness for me, right? The awareness was that the fact of the matter was, I went and I met Rick in California Escrow Association conference that they have very big, and he was on the stage at a Ron panel, and that's why I
Right.
kind of got the idea from just that was just so easy to grasp,
Mm.
right? Being someone that his company is based in California, but he's in Virginia,
Right.
right? And that someone that was able to tap into it from a larger stance, right? So they shared a conversation about how they helped a California buyer, a
Right.
California owner who was located in China, right, at the time to close on a deal in California with a Virginia notary.
Right.
Virginia notary was able to do the electronic recording in California for a California property when the borrower was in China. That's when the light bulb just like made sense. I said, "What? California
Yeah.
allows that?" And then it was like not California notaries, but that was the workaround. That was the loophole to still get the deal closed. I
Right.
said, "Why y'all?" Like me being a sign-in service, I said, "Yep, this is something I have to have conversations with yourself and with all of the other leaders in the Ron space." So I'm just so happy that you came on here to talk about how it's just going to they talk about this metaverse, but we're really technically already in it, right?
Right.
We just got
Yeah.
to get prepared to receive it and see how we can maneuver, right? In that. So
Totally agree.
thank you so much. And I'm super excited to even get to know you. So, how long have you been a notary? One of the two questions that I have before we close it up.
I've been a notary since 1993. I just call it over 25 years. I think it's getting close to 30 now.
Oh, baby, you said 1993.
I'm
Okay,
old,
so let me
Renee.
tell on myself. Okay, let me tell on myself. When is your anniversary? If you say your notary anniversary,
I just re-upped yesterday, April 27th. My
Okay, so
expiration
let
date
me
is.
tell you, you ready for the real years? Me being an accounting, are you ready for the real years?
I'm ready.
29 years, sir.
There
I
you go.
salute you. Why? I salute you because Miss Renee is only 31 years old, about to be 32. You've been a notary as long as I've been living, right? In a good way. So, you know, we're bringing the best of the best. Someone that's just not
Appreciate it.
here to talk about something, someone here to tell you, hey, I've been a notary for that amount of years. And plus, the greatness, what I love is, and I'm going to meet you one day. I'm actually going to get my real estate license. I mean, my real estate, not why I keep on saying real estate, attorney. Okay. I'm
Oh,
about to go
awesome.
and yeah. So I started that in 2020, right? Trying to be a tax attorney. But since I'm so close to real estate, I was like, why won't I be a real estate attorney? Right.
Right.
So I will be in the next 5 years, get my license to be
Congratulations and
so I'm super excited
condolences.
about that. I'm super excited. But just to add to my industry, not to work for anyone else. So
Right,
that's just
right.
something to the layer of what I'm doing. Because I talk to attorneys all the time and
Yep.
just trying to close the deals with Georgia and California. That's a whole nother thing when it comes to that law.
Right.
So
It's really helped me. I mean, when you're a loan signing agent and you've drafted most of the documents you're passing across the table, they're not too hard to describe. So it's helped me out a lot.
but excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm super excited for those of you we will have him there, and you got something excited at the conference to talk about, right?
Can't
Super
wait.
something excited that you got stirring up, and I hope that it's released by that time. So
Oh, sure will be.
stay tuned to the present that he's going to give us. He already blessed us enough. So
Thank you.
until next time, you guys, bye bye. Meet the speaker every Thursday up into the conference. We have about 50 days left. So see you
Awesome.
soon.
Be here before you know it.